Hi, I'm Kathy from Short Film Edits, and I'm here with Kasey Esser for an interview today. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Anytime. Thank you for saying yes and using some of your time for me today.
Yeah, happy to.
Yeah. I've got a few questions for you. Um, Before we start, could you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Kasey Esser. You've probably seen me in a vertical if you're watching this. Yeah, the rest is out there.
Self-explanatory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My first question is, what drew you to the vertical drama format, and how do you think it's reshaping the entertainment industry?
Mm. Well, I was like, most actors starting out, in the sense that I wasn't working. So at the time, my agent and manager had let me go. And they said, we think you're really talented, but this just isn't working. So this was, March of 2023. I went on the casting sites where you can go to self-submit yourself for a project. And I saw a listing for Fated to My Forbidden Alpha. And it was listed as a mobisode. I didn't really know what that was. Um, and the Alpha Alexander character. And submitted for that, didn't hear anything. And then a friend of mine from acting class was like, "Hey, like I know this like real short something producer. They're looking for this Alpha Alexander character, and they said they can't find him. And they're looking to cast like pretty immediately." And I was like, "Oh, I submitted for that actually. I didn't hear anything, but I'll hit her up." And they were like, "Hey, Casey, we saw your resume." She didn't say this explicitly, but they were like, "We didn't see your tape yet, but we'll go back and watch." And then I had it booked that night, so it sort of came about that way. And then when we were on set, making it a month later, we didn't really know fully what we were doing. We just wanted to
Mm,
work. It was werewolf, it was fun. And then when it came out, then I saw the response
yeah.
and I was just thrust into the vertical space. So there was nothing necessarily that drew me other than the uniqueness of the story at the time. Now there's a lot of werewolf, but to see a werewolf story on Actors Access, that was cool. So that was what drew me, I guess, at first. And I mean, think in the past 2 years, what's happened. I mean, it's truly mind blowing. I
Yeah,
mean,
we've
real
come a long
short,
way.
a long way. I mean, there were maybe, you know, on Real Short, at that time when that show came out, you could scroll, once, twice, three times, four times, but then you were back at
Yeah.
Forbidden Alpha. There weren't that many shows on there. Now there's like 1,000.
Now you're
Uh,
constantly scrolling.
now you're constantly scrolling. You probably couldn't find half the titles from 2023 unless you really dug. And now
Yeah,
there's, I think there were a few apps at the time, but now there's over 100. And
yeah,
now they're shooting all over the world in every country. And traditional Hollywood has really sat up and taken notice.
yeah,
Uh, Love Under Fire, for the first time, I was able to get traditional Hollywood investment into the project because they want to see, okay, what is this business? We see that it's doing billions, right? But
yeah,
we still don't fully understand it. Like, it's for an American, media mindset, they move slower than Eastern, media.
yeah,
So, you know, it's the next 6 to 12 months are going to be very, very transformative for everyone in the space, for those who take advantage of the opportunities that we have, which is to create and to make
yeah,
things and to show what you can do.
yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it grow.
Yeah, thank you for being a part of it. The
Yeah,
audience is a
absolutely.
big, big, big piece.
Yeah,
Attention is the biggest currency that you can have. So as much as
absolutely. Yeah,
the money is a big piece for those people getting into the space, as far as like, you know, big distributors or whatever you want to call it, they really see the eyeballs. That's the
yeah.
value.
Oh, that's good. Oh, that's really good. Okay. Number two, is there a particular project or role that you feel defined you as an actor? Maybe we just answered that.
I mean, yeah, I think you have to go back to that first one. I had done three short films. a music video and a play before I booked that first vertical series. And after that first vertical series, I've been working as an actor ever since,
Yeah.
and now have a global audience and all these other opportunities. And so to overlook that first one, I can't
Mm.
do it. Like that is the
Yeah.
one.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the play that you were in?
The play was called Beach People. It was an
Yeah.
original work, and I was in a Speedo the entire time.
Of course.
So that was, theater is already terrifying. That was my first play. And then to
Yeah.
also say, hey, you're going to be in a red Speedo the entire time.
Great.
Uh,
Yeah. Feel like, thanks
yeah,
for
it
that.
was a comedy. It was a
Yeah.
comedy. So,
Oh gosh. Um, okay. What is the most valuable lesson you've learned from working in the entertainment industry so far?
hmm. I mean, it really tests your ability to resist peer pressure. It really resists your ability to resist criticism.
Yeah.
And you just really learn to tunnel vision your focus. That's been a big focus for me, no pun intended, over the past like 6 to 12 months is how can I limit things that I see online, right?
Yeah.
Because you can get so into the comparison game, you can get so into, you know, just going up, up, and up, and up, and there's no point,
Mm.
it's like it's such a subjective space. I came from fitness and business, and that was very much a clear marker of result equals this.
Yeah.
With acting and producing entertainment, 2 plus 2 equals 7. Like
Mm.
nothing, are no rules. Everything
Yeah.
is a fairy tale, and the sooner you can process that, the easier it all becomes. Because
Mm.
I was thinking about this today, uh, driving past, where I used to take acting class at 2 p.m. on a Tuesday at a hole in the wall in West Hollywood. I would sometimes witness Academy Award level performances in
Mm.
class from other people
Yeah.
who do not work. And
Ah,
that's the beautiful and also sad thing about, this industry is like there are so many talented people
yeah.
right next to you that you will never hear of.
Yeah. They
And
just need to get a break, you know?
yeah, and it's just it's the wildest thing. And it really is a lot about timing and you can work hard, you can have talent, you can have all these things, and everyone's path is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's path is different. And I always go back to, the advice that everyone gives who has been in acting for a long, long time, and it always comes back to just don't stop.
Yeah.
Just never give up.
Just
That's the
keep creating. Yeah.
the only factor that will guarantee some sort of success is if you just do not give up.
Yeah. That's great. It's great advice as well. There's so many, there's so many people, even from me with experience, we get to a point where sometimes we feel like, what's the point? And we go to give up. And
Hmm.
you just got to keep going no matter how you feel. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. You have
All
to
right.
really, really.
Before I ask the last two questions, is there anything you would like to tell anyone? Mhm.
Well, I mean, at this point, I would just plug Love Under Fire because
Yeah.
that's the main thing that's on my mind. We're going to shoot it next week. Uh, the goal is to have it release at Verticon, like a little
Yeah.
teaser trailer, and
That'd be
then
great.
we'll be distributing it, after that. So it'll be out in the world, by October. And
Yeah.
yeah, so just be on the lookout for that.
Oh, I will. I will.
Yeah, super exciting.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. This is one that I ask everyone because I know that there in the vertical world, there are some that are quite repetitive, and we want some like new ideas. So
Mhm.
my question is, if you could star in a vertical that you would class as a perfect storyline, what would it be? But I know that you're already doing one, and I don't want you to give too much away for that. But yeah.
Well, yeah, I can definitely talk about that one. I mean, there's a couple others that are related, but in this story, I'm an ex-Secret Service agent who wants to spend more time with his daughter. So he takes a job to protect a pop singer in the Philippines.
Okay.
When he gets there with his daughter, he's aware that the pop singer has a stalker. This is loosely based on The Bodyguard, if you've seen that movie.
Yeah.
And sure enough, the stalker shows up and ends up kidnapping the daughter. And then me and the pop singer have to team up to go across the Philippines and rescue her. So that's the story of that. There was another one that uh, I got a pitch for uh, about a stalker. Speaking of stalker, and it was loosely based on a Netflix movie where the woman wakes up in a coma. Or sorry, doesn't wake up in a coma. She was in a coma. She wakes up,
Okay.
her memory is gone, and a guy is there,
Oh.
and he's like, "I'm your husband." And so the movie goes on. You're like, "Oh, okay, interesting." And then as the story goes, you realize, "Oh, this is not her husband.
Oh.
The husband's gone.
Mm.
He's dead, and
Oh.
this person is now posing as her husband." And then it just sort of unravels. And a role like that, I would really, really enjoy playing. When I see the
Yeah.
show You, I'm like, "Oh, I could do that. I could do
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of creepy.
that."
It's good
Something
but
action,
creepy.
something creepy, that tends to be my default.
Yeah. And
So
there's
it's
nothing creepy
charming
about
creep.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that's good. Okay. What advice would you give to aspiring actors looking to break into the vertical drama space?
Embrace it. I think having the a certain mindset around just wanting to get into the space and commit is the biggest thing, and
Yeah.
not, having that mindset or energy of, oh, I don't really want to do this, but I kind of need the money kind of thing. Just go all in on it. That's what will resonate, I think, in any sort of audition tape, for vertical platforms, is that you're having fun and that you're, enjoying yourself, and that, you're giving, what you can to the character and whatever they ask you to do. And so my advice would just be embrace it and go for it,
Yeah.
because like I said, the next 6 to 12 months, that's your window.
Yeah.
After that, the people who have committed and gone in are going to start reaping a ton of reward, and the people
Yeah.
who resist it will, I don't want them to feel regret, but they'll wonder what if.
Yeah. What's your favorite role you've played so far?
Favorite role is definitely Mr. Vampire. I don't
Yeah.
know
Oh,
if you
I
saw
like that one.
that. Yeah, I had been wanting to play a vampire, and I was surprised it hadn't happened yet because I've been doing the verts for about a year at that point. So I was super pumped to just step into that. And, it was my first time working with Shanna, my first time
Yeah.
shooting in Missouri, which is the state that I grew up in.
Yeah.
So, and it was like, when did we shoot that? May. So it was like beautiful weather. I don't know. I just had such a great, great time on that shoot, and that character I felt like was very well received. And
Yeah.
yeah.
That was actually the first vampire one I ever saw, actually.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, good, good.
So
Yeah,
then,
now I
like,
see it some
is
many,
that the
many.
character that you like leaning towards? Because you played many different characters.
Yeah, I mean that one was fun for just like a change of pace, because the story was so wild. But when you're a vampire, you can say anything, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. And so I had fun with that. And yeah, a fan actually, she's coming to Verticon, and she was like, I want to get a tattoo of
Mm.
one of your quotes, one of your lines. What's your
That's
favorite line?
cool.
And I was like, favorite line is "Eyes on me, my slave" from Mr.
Hmm.
Vampire. And
Yeah.
sure enough, she got that tatted.
I
And
actually have a tattoo from my favorite series as a quote as well. So,
really, which one?
my favorite show is Heartstopper on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
LGBT storyline, and the quote is, "Don't let anyone make you disappear."
Hmm. That's a
So,
maybe a more socially acceptable one.
Yeah, yes. But it has so many different meanings. So I just that you could take it in so many ways. And I have my own personal reasons as to why I got that one. So,
That's a beautiful quote.
but yeah, I think it's a good one. My stepmom's like, that's actually a little creepy because, the word disappear. I'm like, it's not like a kidnapping or anything. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, it goes back to, what you asked about, advice with entertainment or acting or whatever is everyone will have a certain vision for your path,
Yeah.
particularly when you get into acting of like, oh, if you talk to an agent or manager, oh, you're this or you're that, and they'll try to, put you in a box and say that, this is your type, this is what you got to do, these are the steps to do it. But like I said, there's no rules, there's no, path really for anyone. Um, so that quote resonates because in a way you can sort of lose yourself to other people's opinions of how you should be directing your life and what you think of
Yeah.
yourself. Just
I mean,
because, go ahead.
I've heard from some actresses and actors and stuff that they get a lot of peer pressure on set as well. So like
Hmm,
because they're hearing things from other people on set, they have a vision in mind, but then there's a lot of like peer pressure from other people around you.
interesting. No one peer pressures me.
No, they wouldn't dare.
Nah, I must be the one doing it. No.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, but no, I see, what they're referring to there. Um,
Yeah.
with again, because look, they do an amazing job with these sets. At the end of the day, it is still non-union. So there
Yeah.
it is, still the wild, wild west with some certain things that can come up. And, you got to be able to stand your ground and say, okay, I will do this. I won't do this. This was in the script. This wasn't in the script.
Mm.
Things like that. And I've been super impressed at really everyone that I've worked with that has been so mature and professional and able to conduct themselves in a certain way with how chaotic these sets are. Super impressive.
I also know that a lot of the storylines like to stay tightly to script and some are more flexible. Have
Yeah.
you had
Yeah.
much experience with having to stay tightly scripted?
I've been fortunate with that. Like if there's a line that, you know, let's say it's just not reading right. Because again, a lot of the scripts, still are localized from a different
Yeah.
language. So
Yeah.
sometimes the translation doesn't come out quite smooth. And, like I was talking about Shanna just a little bit ago, and she's like, remember that line, Mr. Vampire, where you had to say, I haven't had human food for 1,000 of years. Obviously,
Instead
we
of a
changed,
thousand
but,
years. Yeah.
little things like that.
Yeah.
Very, very rarely will we be asked to stick to something like that.
Yeah.
They'll get it. Um, but yeah, most of the time I'm able to adjust my dialogue and it hasn't been a problem.
Oh, that's good. I know that it was Autumn. Actually, she said that she wanted to change just one word and she wasn't allowed to. So I guess it depends on the director and stuff as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting.
Mm.
Really, as long as it's not changing the intention of what's being said or it's not leaving out some key detail that's called back to later, then
Yeah,
usually they don't have a problem, with doing that. So,
that's good.